Welcome back to my channel! My name's Andrew Moore, and welcome back to More Andrew. Well, I will give you another dose of Andrew. Today I just want to go over like a story, just like a big story time with you about like my life, where I was, where I am now, who I am, why I am the way I am, how I am the way I am, how I got here, what I want to get from you, all of this starting now. Whoosh. Anywho, life is really hard, and I feel like so many people take things for granted. I feel like so many people are blessed with so much, and they just don't understand what they're really blessed with. As a middle class child, a child living in a very wealthy area, but I was not wealthy like everybody else. I was poor in the sense that everybody else was so much better off than I was. That was hard. It was hard growing up and not having the things that everybody else had. But I had so much still, just because I didn't go on vacation, like those crazy vacations to like other countries and stuff like that. Doesn't mean that I didn't have a lot. I had a lot, and I didn't realize what I had until we didn't have anything. It was at that point when my father lost his job that I really realized, more so, I obviously still didn't realize the severity of what was going on, but I more so realized that things were changing, and I was so fortunate to have what I had. Still didn't really understand, I guess, what it meant now that my dad had lost his job until he stopped getting paid, which was about a year after he lost his job. That's when they stopped paying you for laying you off and all that stuff. Things became clear, and I had started working when I was 18 and I graduated high school. Literally right after high school ended, I got a job, worked there for 3 years. Never had problems working. I always worked in food service. I always made it happen. Was always blessed to have like a steady work. But I didn't understand having money of my own. I would spend it on things like alcohol, weed, other drugs. I spent it on a car, driving the car 45 minutes to go see my boyfriend, spending it on drugs with him and drugs for his friend. I spent it on the stupidest shit ever. I thought that our house was always gonna be there, food was always gonna be in the fridge, water, electricity, cable, my phone. I thought everything was just gonna be paid for and it was somehow just gonna work out. And when it started to not work out and I started having to pitch in with groceries, pay my own phone bill, pay my own doctor's bills, it was a rude awakening. And it didn't happen all at once. It happened over the course of a couple of years where I realized that I couldn't rely on my dad for guidance that I needed in life or money anymore, because his head was clouded with alcohol because he was an alcoholic and he didn't know how to get things done efficiently, or he wasn't making any money anymore. So it was like I was thrown into the situation where I went from having a lot to having just about nothing. But it wasn't until my father passed away a year ago that I really had nothing. It was at that point when I realized that the only person left in my life is my mom, who has about as much money as I had working where I was working. And the things we took for granted, like our house, was now something that we couldn't afford or even live in. I started paying her rent and paying for my insurance, and everything was on me. School, everything. And now fast forward a year, I'm living in my own apartment. I'm paying my own bills in every way possible. And I'm halfway through school. I still have 2 more years left where I have nobody to help me get out alone. I'm on my own completely. There's no co-signer for a loan, there's no Parent Plus loan. I have to somehow figure everything out on my own. If my car breaks down, I don't have my dad to ask a question or two about my car or whatever. I am on my own in every way possible, and I don't have that support. There's people to reach out to help and guidance and all of that. I don't feel like I have that close family that I wish I had, or anybody to help me when things get tough. I feel like it's me, and it's just me. And there's all these people in school now my age, and they're like, oh, you know, I have to pay for my car myself. And I'm just like, that's nothing. You could be working right now. You could be working full-time. You could be going to school full-time. Probably have another side gig as well, like I did, and do just to make ends meet. But you're complaining and you're acting like you don't have anything when you have so much. To not have to worry about school, or to have somebody help you take out loans just to give you the opportunity to go to school, is an amazing thing. Just having people in your life is an amazing thing. When you feel like you're alone, it's so different. When you realize that everything is up to you now, you have no fallback. You have nothing. It's you, and whatever you do, it's a whole nother thing. It's a whole nother level. There's no more of that safety, which everybody my age feels and acts like they don't have. Like they're so blessed that they could go and live at home if they needed to. They could go get help from a family member if they needed it. I'm on my own. I don't have anybody to reach out to get help. This is me alone, doing it on my own. It's hard. There's no reward. There's no going out to eat with your friends. There's no going and doing these concerts and crazy things. It's all that money I need to pay for my life. I can't even afford food. Like, it's not easy. The month is almost over. I don't even have my rent because I was in between work. And when I started training at these new places, they weren't really paying me to train, and it's taken me a couple weeks to get into that grind and finally start to make some money with them at those restaurants. So it's just like, I am at a place where it's just painful, and to not have those people in my life and to be in that situation I was once in is so hard. I feel like I've had to catapult to adulthood very quickly, and to go from from everything to nothing is so hard. It's not like I was broke and I was broker. You're already used to being broke. Like, you've been broke to be broke again. It's not as hard. You're gonna go from $200,000 or $1,500, whatever, $150,000 to $200,000 to having $10,000 a year on your own, not through family. It's like, what? It's like I have to work my ass off, or I'm gonna be on the street. I'm going to be a crack whore, so to speak. Be thankful for what you have, own what you have, and to be humble and have to figure out how to do it on my own. at a younger age, and I would never change it for the world. I'm very thankful to be where I am. It's not necessarily fun, but I don't take anything for granted. I don't expect anything. Everything's a blessing. And before, nothing was ever good enough. I always wanted more, and I always thought I could get more, and that there really wasn't all this hard work behind getting more in life. Now I've had to come to terms with how much work it takes to be a human being. And it's hard, but I think we all need to go through an experience like this, and I think that everybody who has stuff needs to work, regardless if they have things, and needs to figure out how to get things on their own without their parents' help. Because if their parents have enough money and you don't need to work, go out there, bust your ass, be humble, make your own way, and don't let it be given to you by somebody else. Everybody should have to make it on their own and go through that hardship, that self-discovery, that oh my god moment where you realize the value of $1, where you have to prioritize what's the most important. Food, clothing, food, going out to see a movie. Like, you have to prioritize what is the most important. Well, that's all. It's been a challenging couple of years for me, and I just moved to a new place, Long Island, New York. Shout out. And I don't really know anybody. I'm not really friends with anybody. I work. I don't do much. And it's weird being in a new area at my age and not having like a school that you go to meet people, and just not really knowing like where to go to meet people, because I don't drink. I don't do drugs anymore. Which is a story for another day, because that's a crazy story. It's just like I don't have anybody, so I'm kind of want this to be my somebody's, my people's, my way of being like, this is me, get to know me in an honest way, maybe more honest than I can be with other people. I don't know, but thank you for watching, putting up with me in my glamour and my beige walls, my ugly couch that I didn't buy. It came with the place. And stay tuned for next week. And subscribe, comment, everything below. Because you what? Because you want more. So this has been another week of getting to know Andrew. So stay tuned for more makeup tutorials. Booty, 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 booty. Booty, 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 booty. Booty, 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 booty. You gotta work with what you got. Fun stories, hauls, anti-hauls, things I hate, people I love, shows I love, blah 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 blah, things that are great and things that suck. All of that in the coming weeks. So keep it here, always and forever and always. Stay tuned. You don't need no man. You just need to sit here and listen to me. And let's have a good old time together. Okay. Bye.